everyone, and welcome to a special edition of Racer TV, covering the 2010 AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship at historic Loretta Lynn Ranch. This event has been going on for 29 years, and it's the largest motocross race in the world in terms of entries. Over 20,000 attempt to qualify. Only 1,400 will earn a spot at the gate, so that means every moto features the best of the best. There are 34 classes in all, starting with 4-year-olds on 50cc bikes, all the way up to a 50-year-old plus class. It means a lot of people are going to cram into this event, and they're going to be here for a full week, so you've got to give them more to do than just watch races. And there's plenty to do down here. You can check out all the historic spots at Loretta Lynn Ranch, engage in activities crazier than riding a dirt bike fast. We don't recommend that. Or take a raft down to the creek because you'll need a place to cool off under the hot Tennessee sun in August. Many other activities to engage in, from talent and fashion shows for the kids, a craft fair, karaoke contests, you name it. It's the world's greatest motocross vacation. And at its core, it's about racing. Let's give you the highlights for the 2010 edition. First, the Super Mini class, which is for mini cycles with larger wheels, a good transition class for riders about to go on to full-size bikes. They race 2 Super Mini classes here. That's 6 motos in all, so there are 3 motos in each class. Front runners include a pair of Suzuki's, the 41 of Chase Owen out of Illinois and the 37 of Dakota Alex out of Vermont. Here they are swapping the lead back and forth, being chased by the Honda of the 75 Cooper Webb from North Carolina. Now, expected to challenge them was the number 92 of Florida's Adam Cincerillo, who has a lot of championships here already. Cincerillo was luckless all week. Crashes and mechanical failures left him out of contention. And that's the way this event works. To put in 6 strong motos, 3 in each class, you got to be very consistent, and luck was not on Cincerillo's side this year. It was on Webb's, though. Here he makes a move on Owen and goes after Alex. Late in the 3rd moto of Super Mini 2, he would chase Alex down and battle for the lead. And whoever won this moto was going to win the championship. Watch this move from Webb around the outside. Alex gave it everything he had, but Webb was able to take the lead, and it looked like the championship was coming his way. But what did we say about putting in consistent performances? A heartbreaker for Webb late in this one. On the very last lap, he would crash into a lap rider, and that would allow Owen to rally from 3rd to 1st and win the championship. Cincerillo had tough racing luck. Webb had tough racing luck. The 41 of Owen, congratulations to him. Here's Webb crossing the line, very disappointed in the way it turned out. But he would be back in Super Mini Class 1. This time Owen has bad luck. He goes 3 DNF in his 3 motos. And more tough luck for Cincerillo. So that's going to leave the 75 of Webb and the 37 of Alex to battle for this one. And look how close they were. They were that close for the entire 3rd moto. They would distance themselves from the 31 of Henry Miller. There's Nick Gaines coming by in 4th. Listen and watch. Webb and Alex were just pouring it on. There goes Nick Gaines on the Kawasaki, who would work his way up to 3rd. But there was no catching these two who had championship thoughts on the brain. Look at the riding style. Look at the form. Amazing what these 14-year-olds can do on these mini bikes. Here's Miller under pressure from the 14 of Cody Cornwell. But up front, it was Webb. He would pull away from Alex down the stretch under pressure and win the championship. He wanted to get 2 in the worst way here. He ended up with 1. Still, congratulations to he and Chase Owen. It's the 2010 AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship at Loretta Lynn Dude Ranch. Just as much fun off the track as on it. Again, we do not recommend this, folks. Careful, boys. Check out the billboard on the right of your screen. Photos of Ricky Carmichael, James Stewart, Davey Millsaps. The best of the best in American motocross have come through the ranch and raced here. Like this guy, Dean Wilson, who was last year's AMA Horizon Award as the Outstanding Amateur and is now a factory Kawasaki Pro. Same with Ryan Villapoto, who won a Horizon Award here years ago and now has a bunch of professional national titles to his name. And they came out and rode again, debuting the 2011 Kawasaki KX F250 and 450. Great for the fans to see those top riders back in action. The next Villapoto and Dean Wilson could be here in the 250A class. Let's go on board and take you through it. North Carolina's Jacob Hayes on the Team Green Kawasaki takes the whole shot in this moto. Here's your battling through the pack. What everyone says about the ranch, it's not just the riders that win. Every position on this track is a dogfight. You do not make it to this race without qualifying through a series of area and regional qualifiers. In other words, everyone in the gate is fast, everyone in the gate is capable, and even experienced, even though they have amateur designation. So the riders and the talent just keep on coming. Let's talk 250A front runners. Suzuki has two of them in this class, Ian Treadle, who now hails from Florida, and Gannon Audette, originally from Michigan. Audette won a championship by sweeping the 450A Pro Sport class, but 250A was tough. You had Hayes on the Kawasaki, and another Kawasaki prospect, Zach Freeberg. Freeberg would eventually win the 250A Pro Sport championship. But here in 250A, they were all meeting up. By the third moto, it boiled down to Treadle on the 39 versus Audette in the 33. They both got bad starts. They raged through the pack together. It was an amazing charge. Hayes would have his trouble, and Treadle would outlast Audette, win the moto and the championship. Congratulations for a kid who's been through a whole lot through his amateur career. Hasn't won a championship here in 6 years. Here's 450A. The big gun of the A classes was expected to be Kawasaki's Jason Anderson, but he was luckless as well. He won the first two motos of 250A Pro Sport until his bike broke in the third moto. That cost him a championship. Then in 450A, he had won the first two motos and then crashed 3 times on the first lap here of Moto 3. So it looked like Anderson was going to throw away 2 titles. Tough luck for the 58 of Jimmy Evans out of Pennsylvania. He was in contention. And then there was Anderson digging through traffic. From about 35th, he would need to get to 5th place. If he could go 1:15 in his 3 motos, he would win the championship. Suzuki's Austin Howell was running away with the moto and hoping for the best, but look at the 82. An amazing charge by the kid out of New Mexico, making moves, first getting into the top 10, and then zeroing in the top 5. Anderson is someone who a lot of people expect to contend for Supercross and Motocross wins as a professional next year as a rookie, and he showed why. What a way to slice through traffic, override a 450, which is hard to do for anyone, let alone a 17-year-old. Finally, he would clear the 74 of California's Preston Tilford and get into that 5th place position. Austin Howell will go on to win the moto, but that will only be good enough for 2nd overall. Howell goes 2.51. Anderson gets the word that his 1.15 will be enough to win the championship, and he is ecstatic. What a comeback for the kid out of New Mexico from 35th to 5th in a 20-minute moto to claim the 450A championship. Watch for Anderson, Treadle, Audette, Freeberg, Howell, and a lot of these names at a pro race near you next year. Let's go to the women's class. Always competitive here at the ranch. And with so many fast riders, being consistent is the key. The most consistent throughout the week, the number 4 of Alexa Pearson from California. She didn't win all the motos, but she was able to put it on the podium solid all 3 times. On the inside here is Jennifer Burton, a Kawasaki rider from California. She won the first moto, but crashed in Moto 2. She would end up unable to finish that race or begin Moto number 3, opening the door for Pearson, who would win Moto 2. Here's Brandy Payne and Casey Creason battling it out. All these riders hoping to get some exposure, build a name for themselves, and eventually race professional on the Women's Motocross Tour, which runs right alongside the guys on Saturdays at the pro races. The number 20 you just saw in the Kawasaki is Marissa Markelong. She would end up 3rd overall. Erica Cook would win the 3rd moto and finish 2nd, and Pearson would go 2-1-2 for the championship. Jason Wygant here, your host, Racer TV, covering the 2010 AMA Amateur National Motocross Championship at Loretta Lynn Ranch. It's the biggest motocross race in the world. It's a family vacation for 1 whole week here at the ranch. The superstars even come out to sign some autographs and greet the fans, including Ricky Carmichael, one of the all-time greats here, who you might have heard has had some success as a professional rider as well. For riders looking to be the next Ricky Carmichael, there's major pressure to perform. This one race can completely change the lives of the riders and their families. This is where you make it or you don't. that's what makes this race so exciting. It's so hard to be consistent and win against such tough competition. We'll go to the 250B modified class and show you the only rider all week long to win every race he entered. It's the rider on the outside of the Kawasaki here, Justin Bogle. The Oklahoma kid makes a move here on Kyle Peters to get the lead. He would win all 3 motos in this 250 mod class, ahead of the 79 of Jesse Nelson, the 11 of Peters. Lots of competition here. Here's the 54 Suzuki rider of Justin Hill. But no one could stop the 91. He was on a tremendous roll all week. 26 is Jesse Wentland. All the riders in the B class, considered intermediates, are hoping to set the stage for a 2011 run in the A ranks. There you see Nelson making a move on Peters. There'll be A riders next year, and then hope to turn pro in 2012 or 2013. These guys can ride. Look at Justin Hill putting moves on Peters. Great racing for second, third, fourth, fifth throughout the entire field, but no one could stop Bogle, and he would turn the trick again in 450B stock to win both championships and sweep all 6 of his motos. Dominant performance by him. Just have a listen to the schoolboy class. 125 2-strokes only in this one. Man, it sounds good, and if you're at the track, it smells good as well. You can see these riders are dealing with muddy conditions. That's another reason that they run for a full week here at the ranch. You might race a moto on a Tuesday, a Thursday, and a Saturday, and chances are there's going to be a summertime thunderstorm sweeping through. So you've got to prove yourself in all conditions. Heat, mud. Here is Texas rider Mitch Oldenburg going to win the first moto on his Yamaha. And you can clearly see Moto 2 was one of the first of the day. So you race at different times and different conditions to prove who really is the best all-around rider. 67 is Colt Nichols out front ahead of Luke Rensland, Claudio Leocata, Tyler McSwain, and Brady Keisel. The 48 of Oldenburg would have his work cut out for him in this one, as the 67 of Nichols began to pull away from Rensland and Leocata. Then things get crazy. The 56 of Keisel goes down. He collects the 47 of McSwain and the 48 of Oldenburg. Then in Moto 3, the 67 of Nichols has his trouble. And the most consistent of all, the 6 of Luke Rensland, who's set up to go 4-2-1 and win the championship in the third moto. Hard luck for this kid, the 75 Joey Savaggi on the Suzuki. Second in Moto 1, DNF'd Moto 2, came back to finish second in Moto 3. Here he is battling the 95 of Leocata. So only one man was able to keep it basically upright in all 3 motos as Savaggi makes the move on Leocata, who is the 6 of Rensland. 4-2-1 to win the national championship in schoolboy 125. Now those are the new kids looking to make a name for themselves for the pro ranks. We also have riders who used to be top pros that can regain their amateur status and say take a few years off and try to collect championships here at the ranch. The best of them all is the 86 of Kevin Walker, who has won a record 13 championships here at the ranch. That's more than anyone else in the history of this event. But he's over 40 years old now, and in the 35-plus class, that makes him an old man. But he's still darn competitive, holding off the 16 Kawasaki of Keith Johnson out of Massachusetts, and also Dan Moore in the number 96 Suzuki. Johnson did what he had to do. A couple of years ago, he came to the ranch and tried to take on Walker, and Walker's experience at this event pulled through. The last few years, though, the Massachusetts veteran has figured it out. He beat Walker in the first 2 motos to carry 1-1 scores to Moto 3. Walker goes 2-2-1. Johnson goes 1-1-2. He's your 35-plus national champion. Yes, rain is a constant here at this event, and we got it on Thursday evening. The track was saturated, but the crew went to work, and they managed to go racing on Friday, and they got all the motos in as they always do for 29 years of this event. You definitely want to make sure the track's in good shape for the little guys. The 50cc classes, they have fun, but they're darn serious as well. This is their first shot at the national level. We'll check out the 51cc class, 7 to 8. The man or the kid to beat in this one is Styles Robertson. On the number 25, he wins Moto number 1. Competition, though, from Lance Kobush on the 99. They battled hard in Moto number 2. There's Kobush keeping the heat on. You got Jace Kessler and Carson Mumford third and fourth. Kobush on the 99 was 40th in Moto 1. So Robertson, after winning Moto 1, wisely allowed Kobush to take the second Moto win. They battled hard, but Robertson carrying 1-2 scores into the third Moto, he wasn't concerned. Kobush would pull away. Robertson was cool with that. Certainly you can expect Kobush and Robertson to be battling for championships throughout their days at the ranch into the future. 18 you just saw there was Grant Doolittle. 67 is Justin Jarvis, showing some great style through the 10 Commandments whoop section. But it all came undone for Robertson in Moto 3. Crashed 3 times, finished out of the top 10, opening the door for Parker Mashburn to win the Moto and Jackson Turpin to win the championship. That's the way it goes sometimes at the ranch. It's tough to put in 3 solid motos against this type of competition and all the things that can undo someone as a racer. The 53 of Joey Crown knows this all too well. He had great battles all week with the 94 of Luke Perther, the 33 of Derek Drake, and the 75 of Jake Penhankos. Crown was great all week. He, Perther, and Penhankos had great races in all 6 of their motos in the 2 different 65cc divisions. Crown, though, would end up second in both of those championship chases. There he is with Perther putting the heat on. There's the 33 of Drake. And the 51 Cobra of Chase Sexton. Look at this racing here between the 53 of Crown and the 94 of Perther. The riding styles, everything is exactly like the pro riders would do it, just scaled down. A lot of the 50cc champions are never able to duplicate their success on bigger bikes, but the 65 class is a pretty good indicator. Also check out here the 49 of Cameron Cannon, another front runner. When it all came down to it in the modified class, Perther would take the championship over Crown. He went 2-1-2 over Crown's 1-4-1. We also had a stock division, and Jake Penhankos would take the championship there ahead of Crown and Perther. Here's Perther, though, winning 7-11 modified. Crown, Penhankos, Sexton, Bodwin, McKee, lots of names are there. Now, to make it this far at this event, you need help from Dad. He's usually the mechanic, Mom, who helps get the family there to keep things together, because racing at this level is basically a full-time job. Let's go to 458 Pro Sport to talk about the riders that are hoping to make a living racing as a full-time job soon. 42, Lowell Spangler grabbing a hole shot. Then the lead goes to the 21 of Nick Paluzzi on the Suzuki. 39 is Tyler Keenum, and the 33, Gannon Audette. Audette would work his way forward. 34, Clark Stiles, the head test rider for Dunlop Tires. 21, pulling away, Paluzzi. There's Spangler trying to run him down, but they would all come under attack from Audette. He was just unstoppable in this 458 Pro Sport class. Hey, check out the 27, Robbie Raynard, one of the all-time greats at the ranch, racing here for the first time since 1992. He would run strong, but not quite strong enough to hold off the kids. There's Paluzzi. Great job. Finishes second in the Moto behind Audette. We go to Moto 2. A little bit better start for Audette this time. That's bad news for everyone else. He's after Spangler, who's got himself another hole shot. Yamaha number 14 is Bryce Valley, who actually does some off-road racing out of the West Coast. And then there's Stiles in fourth. About halfway through the race, Audette really started to turn it on. He could shake Valley and Stiles just ever so slightly and then go after Spangler. Here he is closing the gap. Spangler out of Pennsylvania did a great job leading a lot of laps this week and really setting himself up for a great pro career as well. But Audette was just in the zone, and he was able to take the lead and go on to win the second Moto. He would do it again in Moto 3 to sweep the class. One battle left. Here's Valley making a move on Spangler to get second in the final Moto. And then Raynard on the number 27, who would later claim the 25-plus class championship. There he is. He would climb up to third at the end of this one. But Gannon Audette goes 1-1-1 to win 458 Pro Sport. Remember, he was edged by Ian Treadle for the 250 championship earlier. He's pretty happy now. 34 classes, a whole lot of champions from Loretta Lynn Ranch. We'll give you the scroll through. And if you are on this list, you know you're one of the best of the best. And you have firmly etched your name forever in the Loretta Lynn Motocross Hall of Fame. See Kevin Walker there edging Doug Dubach for the 40-plus championship. Dubach would go on to win the 45-plus. Matt Tedder would win another title in 50-plus. That's back-to-back for him. Jordan Bailey building a bit of a legacy. He wins the 65 stock championship. You see Joey Sabaji wins Schoolboy 2 for 4 strokes. And Amanda Mayhew, back-to-back championships in the girls' class. So many great stories, so many great championships. Kevin Walker, he's happy. And so are we. It was a great week at the ranch. We'll see you here next year for the 30th annual event. For everyone at Racer TV, I'm Jason Wygant. Thanks for coming.